The best sources dietary-wise in terms of magnesium would be dark chocolate, nuts, legumes, and tofu. So those are the plants, and then seafood as well. So the question is, if you're not getting the magnesium in your diet, then how are you going to supplement it? There's two ways that you can supplement it. The first is through the skin, and this is so-called transdermal. And for example, if you soak in a hot spring with mineral water, for example, is a very traditional way of getting that. The problem with transdermal absorption is that there's no good studies to say how much is actually absorbed, because the skin is actually designed to repel things from going into our body. That's its sole purpose. But the magnesium may actually get into the body through the hair follicles. So there are some studies, in fact, that suggest that you can absorb it, but the amounts are quite difficult to quantitate, and they may vary quite a bit in terms of how much magnesium there is, your type of skin, how much hair follicles you have. So it is a little bit variable, but it can be a source that you can use. And one way is to soak in hot springs. The other is to use epsom salts, which are magnesium salts. You put them in your bath and you soak for half an hour, for example. The more well-studied way to get magnesium supplementation is through oral supplements. And there's two general types of oral supplements. There's the inorganic type and the organic type. So the inorganic type is basically magnesium oxide, and this is the cheapest form because it's inorganic. You can make it very cheaply in any chemical form, and you get a lot of elemental magnesium. The problem is because it comes in a form that is not easily absorbed, what happens is that there's a lot of elemental magnesium, but a lot of it goes right through you into the stools and doesn't get absorbed into the body. Magnesium does get hydrated, as this shows, by water, but it forms this very sort of unusual double layer of water, which makes the magnesium ion actually quite large, and it's hard to get in to get absorbed. So that's why you have to try and maximize the absorption. A lot of laxatives, for example, are going to take advantage of this fact because magnesium hydroxide, because it doesn't get absorbed, tends to pull water through you and then therefore cause you to have more excretion of stool. So it's a very common laxative. Milk of magnesia, for example, is a very old-fashioned laxative and uses magnesium in that way. So inorganic magnesium, magnesium oxide, look for it on the label, because if it's there, you get a lot of elemental magnesium, but probably not a lot of absorption of actual magnesium into the body. If you look at the amount of absorption of magnesium oxide, this study actually looked at how much magnesium gets into the body, and you can see the very low ones, they're all magnesium oxide. The body simply can't absorb it. And if you look at all the better ones, they're actually organic types of magnesium. So these organic magnesium salts, which are typically a little bit more expensive, and they may not contain as much magnesium elemental, but it gets absorbed better. Up to 10 times as much magnesium gets into the body. And this translates directly into higher levels of magnesium in the blood. So look for things such as magnesium citrate, magnesium carbonate, magnesium glycinate, or biglycinate. If you're getting any of these symptoms, or you're worried about long-term sort of heart disease, high blood pressure, that's another reason that you might consider magnesium supplementation, recognizing the fact that our diets compared to 50, 80 years ago are much more depleted in magnesium, and therefore supplementation might be a good idea.